Everybody wants success, but few are willing to pay the real price. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's self-discipline. The question is, do you control your mind, or does your mind control you? Self-discipline is not about restriction, it is about power. Most people misunderstand it and think it means denying yourself joy, but in reality, self-discipline is the very thing that allows you to reach the joy and success others only dream about. It's the weapon that cuts through laziness, excuses, and distractions. Average people rely on feelings, but feelings are temporary. They change with the weather. Great achievers rely on discipline because discipline doesn't ask if you feel like doing it. It just commands you to do it. That's the difference between those who talk about success and those who live it. When you see someone at the top of their game, it's not because they had more talent, more money, or more connections. It's because they had the discipline to show up day after day, even when nobody was watching, even when progress seemed slow, even when quitting felt easier. Self-discipline is what transforms potential into reality. Without it, dreams stay dreams. With it, every step forward compounds into greatness. It becomes the invisible force behind every win, the unshakable foundation that average minds can't understand, but great minds can't live without. Every morning when you wake up, you face a choice that will define your day. There are two voices inside you fighting for control. One whispers comfort, telling you to stay in bed, relax, and take it easy because you deserve it. The other shouts purpose, telling you to get up, grind, and go after what you said you wanted. The psychology of self-discipline is learning to obey the second voice, even when the first one sounds sweeter. The comfort voice is easy to follow, but it only keeps you the same place, living the same story. The purpose voice is harder, but it takes you toward growth, progress, and success. Every decision adds up, and the voice you obey most becomes the one that controls your life. If you keep choosing comfort, your goals die in silence. If you keep choosing purpose, your goals come alive in reality. Discipline is the deciding factor between the two voices. It is the shield against weakness and the fuel for progress. Each time you pick the harder choice, you strengthen your ability to win, and soon choosing purpose becomes natural, automatic, and unstoppable. Success is not built on how you feel. It is built on what you choose to do regardless of your emotions. Too many people let their moods decide their actions, and that is why they stay stuck. Feelings will tell you to rest when you need to work, to quit when you should push harder, to delay when you should act now. Discipline ignores those feelings and replaces them with commitment. It is choosing progress even when you are tired, choosing purpose even when you are discouraged, choosing results even when your body screams for comfort. That's why successful people don't wait until they feel motivated. They train themselves to move forward without asking permission from their emotions. Progress is not about comfort. It is about consistency. Purpose is not about what feels good. It is about what must be done. Discipline means you keep building even when the excitement fades. You keep grinding even when nobody claps. And you keep showing up when quitting will be easier. Your feelings are temporary, but the results of your discipline are permanent. Every act of discipline pushes you closer to the life you said you wanted, no matter what mood you are in. Discipline is like a muscle that grows stronger every time you use it. Nobody is born with unshakable self-control. It is developed through repeated actions and choices. Each time you do something you don't feel like doing, but know you need to, you are training that muscle. Waking up early when the bed feels warm, studying when your friends are out having fun, going to the gym when your body tells you to stay home. These moments are like lifting weights for your mind. At first, it feels heavy, uncomfortable, and unnatural, but over time it gets easier because your disciplined muscle has grown. Just like physical strength comes from resistance, mental strength comes from pushing against excuses and resistance. The more you exercise it, the less you depend on willpower and motivation. It becomes automatic, a part of who you are. People who seem unstoppable are not superhuman. They are simply consistent in training their discipline. The small daily choices they make compounded into a powerful force that allows them to stay committed no matter what. What starts as difficult eventually becomes natural, and what once required effort turns into a lifestyle powered by discipline. The way you act consistently shapes the person you become, and that is the core of how habits define identity. When you practice discipline every day, even in small ways, you are training your brain to see yourself as someone who follows through. If you choose to wake up on time, to complete the tasks you promised yourself, to keep pushing even when nobody is watching, Those actions send a signal to your mind that this is who you are. Over time, the repetition of those disciplined choices creates an identity that does not rely on willpower alone. It becomes natural to do the hard things because you have taught yourself that this is normal for you. On the other hand, when you give in to excuses and choose comfort repeatedly, that also shapes identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who quits easily or avoids challenge. This is why discipline is so powerful. It rewires your psychology from the inside out. The more consistent you are, the more your identity aligns with your goals. Eventually, discipline stops feeling like something you do and instead becomes the kind of person you are, making success an extension of your identity. Relying on motivation alone is dangerous because motivation comes and goes like the weather. Some mornings you wake up inspired, full of energy, ready to conquer the world, but other mornings you wake up drained, distracted, or discouraged. If you only act when you feel motivated, you will always be inconsistent, and inconsistency kills progress. Discipline is what takes the place of motivation when it is not there. Discipline says, I don't care how you feel, we are still getting it done. That's why people who build discipline don't need external pushes. They move forward whether or not they feel inspired. When discipline takes over, progress becomes steady, reliable, and predictable. You stop waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, or the perfect opportunity because you have trained yourself to act regardless of conditions. That is the difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck. One group waits for motivation, the other builds discipline. Over time, discipline creates habits, and habits create momentum. Momentum then makes action automatic. At that point, you don't even think twice about whether you should act. You just do it because discipline has replaced the need for constant motivation. The greatest battle you will ever face is not against the outside world, but against your own mind. Your mind is powerful, but it can either work for you or against you. Without discipline, the mind becomes your enemy, feeding you excuses, fears, and doubts that keep you stuck where you are. It convinces you that you are too tired, too unprepared, or too late to go after what you want. But when you develop discipline, you take back control. You train your mind to obey your vision instead of your emotions. You teach it that excuses have no authority and that action is the only answer. The psychology of self-discipline is about building the ability to direct your thoughts instead of being directed by them. Every time you choose to act in spite of resistance, you are proving to your mind that you are in charge. Over time, this rewires how you think and respond to challenges. Instead of looking for the easy way out, you begin looking for solutions and opportunities. The one who controls their mind holds the key to their future because discipline creates a mindset that no obstacle, no distraction, and no setback can defeat. Habits are the silent builders of destiny, and discipline is what shapes those habits. When you repeat disciplined actions day after day, they stop feeling like effort and start feeling like routine. At first, it takes energy to wake up early, to study longer, to train harder, or to stay focused when distractions are all around you. But the more consistent you are, the more your brain accepts those actions as normal. This is how discipline evolves from being something you practice into something you live. It becomes automatic, almost effortless, because your habits have been rewired to align with your goals. This is why people who achieve extraordinary results often seem like they are not even trying. They have built systems of discipline into their daily life. They don't need to fight themselves every morning because their habits already lead them in the right direction. What once felt like sacrifice now feels natural, and what once took willpower now takes no thought at all. Over time, these habits compound, and the gap between who live with discipline and those who live by impulse becomes massive. The disciplined person moves steadily forward while everyone else stands still. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Build it, protect it, and live by it. Because once you master self-discipline, you master your future.